Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the exclusive live on MeTV this Sunday. Wow, I'm truly blessed to be back. I did miss each one of you all, and I missed being here and talking to you all and introducing some amazing talents to each one of you guys. But before I talk about our amazing guest for today, I just want to send out a bit of hope to each one of you out there who has been affected because of the stage 4 restrictions in Victoria. I understand that it has been quite hard on all of us, confided in our homes, following certain curfews, not able to go out and embrace the beauty of sunlight. But guess what? A little bit of hope and patience is all that we're hoping to fight against this deadly virus. And on that happy note, I want to introduce our guest for today. Well, wait a minute. More than talking about her, I want to let you all enjoy the beauty of her music. So let's have Namrata Trivedi.
वैष्णवजन तो तेने कहिए जे वैष्णवजन तो तेने कहिए जे पीड़ पराई जान रे वैष्णवजन तो तेने कहिए जे वैष्णवजन तो तेने कहिए जे पीड़ पराई जाने रे वैष्णवजन तो तेने कहिए जे पीड़ पराई जाने रे पर दुखे उपकार करे तो ये पर दुखे उपकार करे तो ये मन अभिमान नाने रे वैष्णवजन तो तेने कहिए जे सकल लोक मां सहुने वंदे सकल लोक मां सहुने वंदे निंदा न करे के नीरे वाच काच सब निश्चल राखे धन धन जननी तेनी रे वैष्णवजन तो तेने कहिए जे पीड़ पराई जाने रे पर दुखे उपकार करे तो ये मन अभिमान नाने रे वैष्णवजन तो तेने कहिए जे
Wow, that was absolutely mesmerizing. I love your voice. And I think not just me, Namrita, there are so many people already commenting and they totally agree with what I'm going to say. You are brilliant.
Thank you, Mansa, and I'm really glad to be here. And through this bhajan, I really wish well for everyone out there. Please stay safe and take care of yourself. And there's the whole community is under stress, either from work or either from health, or either from just from looking at the future. They're like, it's very uncertain times these days, and I hope this bhajan gives happiness to all the people who are listening. And thank you, Manasa, again.
Thank you so much, Namrita. I think, yes, this music and your voice itself is a sense of hope to many people. And I believe things will start looking up again. But how has COVID and the restrictions been treating you?
I've been lucky, touch wood. I've had my job. A lot of people have lost their job. So in that sense, if I say I'm really lucky that I have a job, I'm still working, I'm able to support myself, and I have all the resources and I need, I have in reach. I'm able to eat, I'm able to work, right? So
Yes.
I'm quite lucky in these ways. But you know like, if I talk in terms of my hobby, that's really impacted my music. It's impacted. I do have some downtime, to do practice and do riyaz, but my the performances have gone down. I cannot meet my band and rehearse, or make music, make all my original content. So in that terms, it's really impacted. And I'm really glad that we have the technology. Like I'm sitting here and talking to all my friends and all the audiences right from my home. So I'm really glad that we have the technology to still connect and keep ourselves going forward.
Yeah, actually a really good thing because technology has helped at least this generation put out,
Yeah.
the talent and everything. So, how are you finding inspiration? Staying home, are you able to really push out of that boundary and create music?
In difficult times, there are different things you need to,
True.
um, start doing. So, like, just by learning, I just by learning how to record yourself, or how to, um, connect to your team, how to jam online. These all things are difficult for a singer. If you're not, you don't know a lot of technology, then it's difficult. But just watching a lot of videos, or just trying hard to stay connected with my in band members, or like with my family, or with my teacher who is in
Yeah.
India. So um, you have to I have to really make an effort to keep going in that direction.
I understand, yeah. So, Namrita, you come from a family that has been majorly influenced by Indian classical music, right? So, did it come to you naturally?
uh yes, my mother is a singer, and she has done visharad, and she's very pretty much trained in classical music. So, and like, since my childhood, my mother always thought I should always have an hobby, going forward, not just studies. Like, you should do something. Not because she was trained in music, that's why she wanted to be in me in music. She wanted that you should do something other than just studies, normal studies. So she's the one. She pushed me and let me try a lot of different things. So, like, dance or sports, and music clicked naturally. So that's when she found out, like, okay, I like music, and I have certain, like, I have certain skills, of picking classical music, of understanding, like, what is the placement of sur, and like what is the correct and wrong, and then so she thought that if it comes naturally to her, so let's push her towards like music and learning classical music. So and my father, he is also a great like he's great, very big lover of Bollywood music. So
Oh,
like in the morning there used to be riyaz, and in evening there used to be always like Lata's music or Lataji's music or Kishore Kumar's or music playing in the house. So apart from studies, and there was always some kind of music playing in
yeah.
my house, so it was quite easy to follow and practice something.
That's beautiful. So, your mother happens to be your first guru, right?
Yes, she is. So
So, go
sorry.
on, go on. Go on, go on.
Yeah, so so when she realized that I can sing well and could do well, so she started the first lessons. I was probably 4 or 5 years old when she started with Rag Yaman, and then and she for about 10 or 11 years she continued to teach me, and whatever the basics I have, whatever the basics I know, it's all because of her. And later on she realized that I need more guidance and more professional support, so like she took me to different um, places, and she took me to different people to understand more about the classical music, because it's very wide, and then
True.
it never ends.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. So, was it different seeing your mother as mother at home and then you see her as a teacher? Was it any different?
Yes, very much. As a mother, she was very, kind and supportive. But when she was on the other side of the harmonium, she was very strict. Like, and she make sure like the play, like if I sing sa, then the sa should be, it should not swing towards re or towards knee, right? So that she was very strict, like unless and until I had the sa, the proper placement of sa, I could demonstrate like this is sa for 15 minutes, she would not let me progress to re. So and she was and it's all her efforts, like I really dedicate my music career and life to her. And like she used to get up in the morning, she as a side, like apart from singing, she was also a teacher. So like she had to get up and get dressed and get ready for the day, but she made sure like she got up really early, made us dress in the morning, she made us do riyaz. And again, like she had to sit with my brother as well, because she was training my brother as well. So like you can imagine like how she
Yeah.
planned the day for us. And like, so it was really difficult, and she took on many shoes in as a role. As a like she was my mother and she was a teacher, and she taught me study in like in school studies as well. So you can imagine how many hats she wore,
Yeah.
in
So, she
terms
was
of
like an
basic.
all rounder teacher,
Yeah,
right?
she still is. She still is.
Yeah, that's amazing. So, on that note, Namrata, can we have another song from you? Because the people, the audience are like craving to listen to your voice again.
Okay. So So the next song which I'm doing is a small bandish, which everyone is familiar, but they not many people know that it's an actual bandish from the classical music side. So it it's from the movie Hum Dil De Chuke Sanam, and the bandish is called Albela Sajan Ayuri. So I'll start with that.
Awesome.
सजन आयो रे आल बेला सजन आयो रे आल बेला सजन आयो रे मोरात वन सुख पायो रे मोरा आत्मन सुख पायो रे आल बेला सजन आयो रे आल बेला सजन आयो रे चौक पुरावो मांगल गावो चौक पुरावो मांगल गावो चौक पुरावो जोग बुरावो मांगल गावो जोग बुरावो मांगल गावो मन रंग इसमें पायो रे आल बेला सजन आयो रे आल बेला सजन आयो रे आल बेला सजन आयो रे सरे गम पदनि साधनि पाधा मा प गम पम गरे आल बेला सजन आयो रे सरे गम पदनि सनि द पम गम गरे सा आल बेला सजन आयो रे 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 आल बेला सजन आल बेला सजन आल बेला सजन आयो रे
That was beautiful, Namrata, honestly. How do you
Thank you so
manage
much.
to reach that high note?
Practice, practice, practice.
Yeah, definitely. I can see that you've, I mean, after your mother was your guru, you did train under many amazing teachers, right? So, can you share your journey of training, the process of training before becoming Namrata Trivedi, that is today?
Yeah, sure. So after like 10, 11 years of training, and like I did few years of exams as well. So my mother realized that I need to, learn more. So she took me to different people, and different people had different opinion and different approach of, training. So that all helped me in understanding how different things I can bring to the same line. Like you saw, like how like I improvise the same line in different styles, right? So having, you know different teachers really helped me in there. So I first started with Pandit Girish Vajarwar. So he's very famous in Allahabad, and then few years I did training under him, and then I started training under Pandit Vidyadhar Mishra. So he's very famous again in Allahabad, but his style is different. Like he's from Banaras Gharana, so he's like he has different styles of singing the bandish. So like the thing you call harkat and his harkate are different. Like when he, sings that line, he would, bring the if and he sings more tumri and a lot of khyal in Banaras Gharana. So um, just, you know in Tumri, that there's different styles of, showing the dance or movements, or like um, the आँखों की हरकतें या फिर हाथों की हरकतें. So that all he can, demonstrate via his voice. So I learned all that from him. um, and then I went for further studies away from Allahabad, so I, stopped taking lessons. And back then it was not that easy to, take online lessons, because it must be like 10 years back then. So
Yes.
like even Google Hangout, or even on those platforms, it like there was a lot of lag and lot of noise, so you can't really understand what the teacher is trying to train you. So I had to stop learning classical music, and then go for my education. And then after that, I had to go for like I started working right in Pune. So again, like I didn't. Pune was a new place, so like I didn't had much support there. I didn't had money as well. Like I didn't had money so much to, go and look for teachers. And then I got a chance to move to Melbourne, and here I am. Like I'm working, and I think I have the time and resources now. So
Yeah.
my current teacher is Vidushi Aarti Ankalikarji. So she's a very like very popular like throughout India. Like she's very famous, and she's very talented, and she's very versatile. She's also done Bollywood music, and she's won national awards for that. So again, like she brings so much diversity in her teaching. And so I'm really really glad. I'm blessed to have the support of like very uh, respectful people in my life.
Yeah, yeah, that's amazing. And I can tell why you're this good because, training, like you said, practice, 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 that's what makes anybody perfect, and you're still learning. You still believe that there's so much more you want to learn,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So,
yeah.
what is the process you undergo in that means when you're trying to learn new things? Do you experiment with different kinds of music genres? Is that something you do?
um I in terms of experimenting, I have like started rather than experimented, I've started focusing more on certain areas now. So in college I experimented a lot. Like I started listening to English music, so I started following a lot of bands. Like it usually happens with any
Yeah.
any teenager, right? Like
Yeah.
they get influenced by the Western culture, and they start picking up English songs and perform in college fest and stuff. So that was the experimental phase that I went through, and now I've realized like Indian classical, Indian folk is what suits me, and I love performing that, right?
Yeah.
So I've focused all my energy right in there. So all my time and energy, I've started to grow more, practicing Indian classical, Indian folk. And there's like plethora of things you could find on Indian folk. There's like different states have different folk music, so like different art and culture. So you know Gujarat has different, like my husband is from Gujarat, so like I got introduced to the folk music via him. So like I was like blown off like by just not just not
Yeah,
garba, like even old styles of garba music. And like, I heard some of the folk songs from there. It's like, oh wow, it's like I could spend my whole life learning just those music. Like and like the place where I come from, the folk music is already so vast, like Banaras, Tumri, Dadra,
true.
bhajan, and everything is so like it's vast and wide there. So there's so much to learn there. So one thing I do want to learn is like ghazal singing. So I'm not that good in ghazal singing. So that thera, so yeah, this the whole my life is left to, still,
Of course,
keep
yeah.
on learning these things.
That's beautiful. So, before we have another part of your performance, I want to understand what was the first feeling that you had, the first time that you ever performed for a crowd? What was the feeling you had within you?
Now that you've asked, I think I was very small, like I'm not small. I was very young when my mother took me to participate in one of the international events, and that event was conducted by Prayag Sangeet Samiti. So it's a very renowned institution there for all kinds of arts and culture. They teach and hold conferences and things like that. So she took me, and the day I had to perform, I felt sick. So I had fever,
Oh,
104 fever, and then my mother said, like, my mother was still wondering, like, whether I should perform or not, because I was not my 100%. So she said, like, okay, don't do riyaz today, like, save your energy and give your 100% in the performance. So I still remember that evening when, I had a muffler on my neck, and then I had
no.
I'm Bengali, so my, like, all Bengali kids have to, wear a monkey cap. So I had a monkey cap and muffler and too many sweaters, and I was like, not sure if I can really do this. I didn't realize that day, so I was like, okay, if my mother says so, I can do it. So I
You
went
can,
and
yeah.
performed. Yeah. So I still remember that evening. The judges were so happy, and I did come first in that event. So
Wow. So I
so
think no fever or anything can stop you, honestly.
I think the prize doesn't matter. It's just the participation, that I didn't, stop believing in my mother and myself that day, and
Yeah,
still took part. So that was important, and that's something which I learned that
yeah.
that evening.
Yeah, that's very sweet actually. That's an amazing thing you've said. So on that note, can we have another wonderful piece by you?
Yeah. So the next song I'm gonna do is Ghir Ghir Aaye Badariya Kari, which is based on Rag Mia Malhar, and it is from a movie Sardari Begum, and it was sung by my own Guruji, Aarti Ankalekar ji, and I posted this song near Guru Purnima, just to give her my gratitude towards her, and Shri really liked that video. So
Yeah,
I want to
I think she's
dedicate
waiting
this
for it.
song to two people in my life. Actually, three people: my mother, my Guruji, and to Shri.
That's amazing.
So here it is. घिर घिर आई बदरिया कारी घिर घिर आई बदरिया कारी घिर घिर आई बदरिया छम बाजे बरखा पायल छम छम बाजे बरखा छम छम बाजे बरखा पायल छम छम बरसे बिजुली पागल गिने 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 राह निहारू गिने 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 राह निहार गिने गिने नाम तोरे पुकारू घिर घिर आई बदरिया कारी घिर घिर आई बदरिया कारी घिर घिर आई बदरिया कारी घर घर लाई लाई मेहर मत बारे घिर घिर आई घिर घिर आई घिर घिर आई बदरिया कारी
Wonderful, wonderful. And I think your guru must be really, really proud of you.
I hope so. I hope so.
No, definitely, definitely. So, Namrata, your Facebook page or even your YouTube is quite different from the usual. Like when I see some singers, the first thing they focus on is mostly putting out, let's say, cover songs
Mhm.
from Bollywood songs on Bollywood songs, basically. But yours is mostly focused on originals, and you have
Mhm.
four originals with your band Melody Theatre as well, right?
Yeah.
So, what is the reason behind that?
Um. So few things. It's not that I don't like doing covers. Um. It's more like if I think myself as an artist, right? So think of as an as an if you have if you know your colors, like if sur is your colors, right? If seven sur is your seven colors, and you know how to use those colors, right? So I think why should I get an art book and try to just paint and fill in the blanks, rather than if I can get a blank canvas and paint, right, through my voice or through my swaras or
Yeah,
through what I have learned, and demonstrate an art, which is my style or which is something I do want to show.
yeah,
So that is the reason why I stay a little bit away from covers. So I being that I do want to demonstrate that I have these many things, right? I can you can sing these many things, which covers I don't think can give me the opportunity to demonstrate all those things. And if, like for example, very famous song Lag Ja Gale song by
yeah,
Lata ji. So if the thing is, like, if I start demonstrating my skills in that song, it just totally ruins it, right? People don't want to listen like a twisted version of Lag Jagale. They want to listen exactly how it is sung in the movie, right? How it
yeah.
is recorded, because they have a certain feeling attached to it. So I
True.
cannot make do injustice to that song if I trans to make it classical, make it pop, or make it jazz, whatever. As an artist, people have done that, and there's mixed response to it. So if I want to spend my time, my efforts, my use my skills, so, and if you want to see it, if you get a mixed response, that's one sort of indication that people like an original in the way original was recorded. So
Yeah.
that's why I stay a bit away from it.
Mm.
Like I love singing those songs. Like I said, my father used to
Yeah.
my family has been listening those songs, and I have grown up listening those songs, and I love performing them. I love performing them, but to put on my YouTube channel, I think I won't be able to do justice, and the songs doesn't do justice to me, my skill as well. So So
Yeah.
there's a boundary, like, okay, I can sit with few people. When few people request like sing that song, I do sing that, and they
Hmm.
love it there and then. But to, post it as on my portfolio, I think it's doesn't do justice.
Yeah, that's a very valid reason.
Mhm.
Because okay, now that you did mention that, I have to ask you this question: what is your view or your take, let's say, on Bollywood's remix? 2019 and 2020, there have been some good movies, but
Mhm.
the songs that, like, at least for people like me, I really eagerly wait for the songs to be released, and I want to understand how they invested in the song, what is the lyrics. But when I see a repeated remakes every now and then, just changing the tune, it sometimes for me it just brings down my whole idea of listening to music. So, what would you comment as an artist yourself? What is your
Mhm.
take on this?
Mansa, you are like me in this. So I feel the same. Like, I wait for sometimes, like, I I think I wait for 6 7 months, like looking for some good releases, and then I get disappointed, and sometimes I stop listening to Bollywood at all. Like
Yeah,
now, like I seriously don't know what is the latest release and stuff. So if there's some song which has gained critics, I then I go and listen to it. I do appreciate Bollywood, and same way, like, I if you go back in the previous eras, like if the past eras of Bollywood, there's been, like, the song I did. They're from Bollywood. Albela Sajan is from Bollywood. Girgira is from Bollywood. So there's definitely plenty of things in Bollywood, good things in Bollywood, which you can, take and get inspired. So can't really comment on the remixes. If it's a two-way thing. So if people like it, so other people are going to make it. So if the people make it and you listen to it, that those people will make more of those songs.
true.
And it's a never ending, scenario. So it's a vice versa thing, like,
Yeah.
and it's very much related to what people want to listen. So and what response you give to a certain song, you kind of, if you stand, like, the majority people appreciate that music, so the people also make that sort of music. So I with that note, I do want to request, like, everyone who has joined in, make some efforts to please listen to the upcoming artist, not get stuck in the algorithm of YouTube. Like, once you
Yeah.
start, liking the same sort of songs, these technology, they start to refer the same sort of songs to you. Search for new, like, subscribe to new artists, subscribe to new bands, subscribe to their music. Go to Spotify or everywhere, you can find us there, and you can subscribe to us. So that's where you can break the chain. So that
Yeah.
is a positive way of bringing change, rather than criticizing what's going on. So everyone is responsible in that sense.
Yeah, well said. Yeah, like you said, it's a two-way thing. Without people, there won't be music like that, and without music, there won't be people who enjoy
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm-hmm.
So I totally agree with what you said. So, Namrata, the thing is, there was one song that I actually heard in your YouTube channel. It
Mm-hmm.
was this conversation between Lord Krishna and Rukmani, where Rukmani is asking Lord Krishna, right? Like, why am I not associated with you as much as Radha is?
Mm-hmm.
So you had sung it very beautifully, and I watched the whole thing to understand the meaning behind it. Have you, by any chance, planned that song for us today?
Yes, yes.
Wow.
I can't leave my originals behind.
Yes, yes, that's
So
amazing. So can we have that, please?
yes, before I sing that song, I do want to explain
Yes, please.
the story behind it. So, um, apart from classical music, like, I'm 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 also part of melody theater. So which very much aligns to, like, what I as an artist want to do, and and we all are same minded people, and we do want to, not be influenced by so much of the Western culture. And we have so much in our, in India, which we can, bring forward and showcase to the younger generations. So we so our first releases are sort of build in a conversation between between two people. So Rukmani is again like a conversation between Lord Krishna and Rukmani, and Rukmani has she one day she just she comes up with a very valid question to Krishna's and says like, um, I am your wife, and I like everything. Um, everything I have is you, and I have devoted my whole life to you. But why is that people, pray when people put the idol in the temple? They put yours and Radha's idol. They pray. They look at Krishna and say, Krishna and Radha should be together, not me. So why is that? Like, why is that? So Krishna says, um, tum mere I'll say that in Hindi, right?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
the
yeah.
like if you try to make find meaning from Hindi to English, just ruins the whole thing. So कृष्णा ने ऐसा कहा कि तुम मेरे इस जन्मों के कर्मों का हिस्सा हो, राइट? एंड राधा और राधा जो है वो मेरे साथ हमेशा लाइक शी वॉज देयर, शी इज़ far from this birth. She's been around me the whole time, right? So and इस जन्म में मेरा सब कुछ तुम्हारा है, और और you are my everyone. But if you see me as a whole and everything, so Radha belongs there. So uh, for this birth I'm devoted to you. So that's the answer um, Krishna gave to Rukmani.
Beautiful, beautiful.
um, I'll just sing the Rukmani's part. So
Yeah,
so and one thing is that this song is taken like inspired from Rag Bihag. So I'll put the tanpura on, set the tanpura on Rag Bihag.
perfect, perfect.
तोरे ही सपनों से साजा है मैंने, आँखों के रस्ते से पाया है मैंने, तोरे ही सपनों से साजा है मैंने, आँखों के रास्ते से पाया है मैंने। फिर भी क्यों राधा न जाए, तुम संग क्यों पूजे जाए, फिर भी क्यों राधा न जाए, तुम संग क्यों पूजे जाए। बोलो कान्हा बोलो, कान्हा जी, बोलो कान्हा बोलो, ऐसा कैसा नाता जो मुझसे भी आगे, अर्धांगिनी हूँ मैं फेरे भी लागे, ऐसा कैसा नाता जो मुझसे भी आगे, अर्धांगिनी हूँ मैं फेरे भी लागे, मेरी मर्यादा के आगे क्यों है बड़ी वो राधे, बोलो कान्हा बोलो कान्हा जी, बोलो कान्हा बोलो कान्हा जी। आ आ
I'm so happy. Like, I'm done for today. I'm so happy I can go
Thank you
relax. And,
so much.
because when I heard this song, and I was like, oh, this is really like, this is a conversation that I think many of us would have a question like, why is always Lord Krishna associated with Radha? Right? But
Yeah,
then we think about it, we don't know the answer. But
yeah,
then your song kind of gave that answer, very beautifully. And I think these originals are something that's needed to be highlighted more. And that's what even Me TV's purpose is, to sort of
yeah,
talk to artists who are making a mark of their own, like how you are,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So with Melody Theatre, you have other original songs as well,
Mm-hmm,
right? So
mm-hmm.
when you
Yeah.
guys come up and jam together, what is the conversations you guys have? How do you reach a common ground?
Um, See, it's not easy making, a song fresh from start. It's a, if you go to the video, it's a 10-minute song. So like to make a 10-minute song and to be, precise on just art, not dance and everything,
Yeah,
it's not a dilution of, the music what we are doing. We want to highlight the music, we want to highlight the folk, we want to highlight the story behind it. So to make a 10-minute conversation, it takes so much efforts, like even like alap, like, you know getting the first scratch, and it must, the scratch is just, a skeleton of what we want to do. It's just an idea, right?
yeah,
The lyrics is just an idea. And when you put together, you start thinking like it doesn't match, it doesn't fit well, so you have to, keep on twisting it, changing it till you find, like, fine tune it to something like that sounds very beautiful, and you can say that it will, click with the audience, and audience will like it, right? And so it's so much efforts going on, and especially because almost 90% of my band, they have a work, and they're working something else other than in music, right?
yeah,
So the time is also an issue. The our like we stay quite apart from each other, which is again an issue, like to come together and then, after work, and sit and chat, and like you can imagine working 9 to 5 and then traveling commute, and like in the evening you're just all drained, right?
yeah,
So like discussing these things, like making it, it's a time taking and a resource taking, like it's a, quite an effort consuming task. So you sit together, and then it takes like a long time to make these sorts of conversation, and wove it around like so many instruments and make it beautiful. Like as a singer, my part is just to give the vocals, but like
Yeah.
Mohit and like he does he does great job, managing everything, and working out the um, the taking the technical handling technical side of it, and
Yeah.
giving like creating the final product. It's quite a challenging task.
Yeah.
From like as in my experience, I think I look back to my learning, what I have learned, and question myself, what can I give something to this music and make this entire song a part of me, right? And and you also have to think the character you are singing. So um, so um, so so the thing, like for example, this Rukmani song, like there's like hardly any songs which is around Rukmani. So you need to understand what sort of expression, in what expression, how would she be expressing her questions. Like she must be
Yeah.
angry, but like she can't like be angry and shout at
Yeah.
Krishna, right?
Yeah.
So there must be some sort of expression, or her what are her feelings toward it, right? So like finding that balance of taking your skills and finding the expression and getting right on in recording, on in the performance it's a time taking task. So
True.
that's my experience in recording and making something original music.
That's beautiful. I was actually going to ask you next, like, as a singer, it's so important to understand the essence and the meaning behind. You have now, you are actually singing as Rukmani. Like, you don't know how she felt, but
Yeah.
you're bringing that to life, right? And that's amazing. So, how do you actually train for that? Like, is there a way that you do it to understand how to bring it in your music?
um Listening to myself. So if what like this is the final like expression. I've like recorded myself on my phone, or on like on various device, or like multiple times to hear back, like how do I sound. Do I sound as in like I'm doing justice to
Yeah.
how Rukmani would be asking that question. So like listening to myself, or even asking for feedback from my husband. He's like the biggest critic and biggest supporter. Like
Yeah.
that's sounds weird in the same sentence, but he does. He's a great he's great in providing me that feedback, right? And
Good. Yeah.
the, taking feedback from my husband, from Mohit. Like Mohit has like so much experience, recording so many songs. So he's very quick in giving the precise feedback.
Yeah.
So yeah, just talking, listening, and is the biggest thing, the biggest thing that works, to understand and get it right.
Yeah, yeah. So, Namrata, before we wrap up our amazing chat, I know that you have a few more songs planned for us. If you can just perform those songs for us, people are eagerly waiting.
So next song is again my original, and I will dedicate this song to Mohit. It's a wonderful, wonderful person. He's a great friend. I call him my brother, and like uh, like whatever I think I have achieved, like professionally, he's a big part of
Part of-
it, and
Yeah.
I do want to dedicate to him. So Mohit, this is for you. um, Before I start, so this song is based on again Krishna, but this time the female character is Yashoda. So Yashoda Maya is Yashoda is Krishna's mother, and like right before again, this is based on a conversation. So right before Krishna says reveals that he is the universe.
Yeah.
Uh, Yashoda like since being a mother, like she's like really, worried about Krishna. Like he goes out and gets into troubles, and she gets a lot of complaints from here and there, and she just wants wishes well for Krishna. But Krishna, doesn't listen. He's always getting into trouble. So this is a conversation set right before when Krishna reveals, like, I am the universe.
Universe, yeah.
Like everything is planned. What I'm doing is planned. It's written, and it's going. It's for a purpose. So here it is, and the song is called Yashoda Kana. कान्हा जी मोरे सुनो, जल्दी से आना। कान्हा जी मोरे सुनो, जल्दी से आना। कान्हा जी मोरे सुनो, जल्दी से आना। मन घबरावे तोरी मैया का कान्हा, पीछे पड़ा है तोरे सारा जमाना। मन घबरावे तोरी मैया का कान्हा, पीछे पड़ा है तोरे सारा जमाना। कान्हा ओ कान्हा, छोटा सा बालक है माँ को चलाए। छोटा सा बालक है माँ को चलाए। मीठी मीठी बातों में यूं सबको फंसाए। माखन चुरा के झूठा सबको बताए। मीठी मीठी बातों में यूं सबको फंसाए। माखन चुरा के झूठा सबको बताए। कान्हा ओ कान्हा,
Amazing. When you said that he steals butter, I remember when I was a kid, I used to ask my mom that why does he get so much butter and I get only this much? So I used
you
to
can
watch
say it's all purpose.
it's
Purpose.
on purpose. Yeah,
Life
yeah.
purpose.
Well, thank you so much, Namrata. It was absolutely wonderful talking to you. I didn't even realize that an hour just passed by and we spoke so much, and I could hear your soulful voice. I wish you the best of luck, and I guess stay safe and keep creating your originals because you seem to be amazing at it.
Manasa, thank you so much, and I'm really glad for Me TV to provide me this opportunity. And overall, there's doing a fantastic job. Even in this lockdown, to connect all the local artists
Yeah.
with people. So like it's a great opportunity, like to reach out to people in India, to people in Melbourne via the local artist in Melbourne. So like hats off, and really I applaud their efforts in there. So thank you so much, Shri. Thank you so much, Mansa. Thank you so much, Me TV, for having me. It was lovely to meet you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you, everyone, all the viewers, for tuning in and supporting Namrata. And just like she said, let's start supporting our local artists, our local bands who are actually making a difference with their music. And don't forget to look into Namrata's YouTube channel because trust me, you won't be disappointed. It's so fantastic and brilliant. And that's what MeTV does each week, features amazing artists who are recording their own amazing songs as well. So stay tuned, because next week I'll bring back another amazing talent just like Namrata. But thank you so much, Namrata, for today.
Thank you.